All right, if you live in Southern Nevada and get a bill from NV Energy, you're going to want to listen to this. There is a huge shakeup coming to your power bill. The way you're charged for electricity, it's about to get a whole lot more, well, complicated. So let's dive in and break down what this new system is, why it's happening, and most importantly, what you can do about it. Yeah, that's the big question, right? And I'll tell you, this is not just a simple rate hike. Oh no. They are completely rewriting the rulebook for how your bill is even calculated. We're going from a pretty straightforward system to one that basically watches your energy use moment by moment. Okay, so before we really get into the nitty-gritty of the new bill, we kind of have to understand the why behind it all. And just, to be fair to NV Energy, they're really stuck between a rock and a hard place. This change isn't just about padding their pockets, it's a reaction to our power grid being pushed to its absolute breaking point. The bottom line is this: we're all using way more power than we can reliably supply. And here in the desert, that extreme heat just pours gasoline on the fire. I mean, the hotter it gets, the more we all blast the AC, right? But that heat also makes it physically harder to move electricity through the wires. The entire grid is just groaning under the pressure, and from NV Energy's perspective, something's got to give. This quote from the source material just hits the nail on the head. It's so simple, but so true. The one thing that defines our climate, that intense heat, is also public enemy number one for our power infrastructure. They're in this constant battle, and now that battle is about to show up as a new line item on your monthly bill. So what's NV Energy's big fix? Well, it's a new thing on your bill called a demand charge. And this is absolutely crucial to understand. This is not replacing your current charges. It is an additional fee slapped right on top. So from now on, you're going to be billed in two totally different ways. So what on earth is a demand charge? Think of it like this. Until now, they've only really cared about your total electricity use over the whole month. But now they're going to pull out a magnifying glass and find the single moment when you pulled the most power from the grid. That one single spike is what this new fee is all about. Here's how it's going to work. Your smart meter is going to track your power usage in these little 15-minute chunks, all day, every day. At the end of the month, NV Energy scans all that data, hundreds and hundreds of data points, and they find the one 15-minute window where your usage was the absolute highest. They take that number, your peak, multiply it by a new rate, and here's the kicker, we don't even know what that rate is yet. And remember, this is all on top of your regular bill for the total electricity you use. So NV Energy's advice is basically to just, change your habits to lower your bills. But is it really that simple? Let's walk through what a day looks like for a totally normal family and see how these expensive energy peaks happen in the real world. Just picture a family, maybe with a couple of teenagers. The day kicks off at 8 a.m. You're making breakfast, someone's using a blow dryer, the AC kicks on. Boom, that's your first peak. Maybe a little one at lunchtime. Then 3 p.m. hits, the kids get home, crank the AC, nuke a snack in the microwave, another peak. But the real bill buster, that's usually around 6 p.m., when the oven's on, the air fryer's going, lights are on, and the AC is working overtime. And when you actually see it laid out like this, it makes perfect sense. You've got these peaks throughout the day, but that 6 p.m. dinner rush is almost always the highest. And under this new system, that single highest peak is the one they're going to charge you for, even if the rest of your day you were super careful with your energy use. And this is where you can really see the disconnect. The utility's actual advice is, I kid you not, to just rearrange your life. Cook dinner when the kids are still at school to avoid that 6 p.m. spike. I mean, for most families, it's not realistic. You can't just shift your entire schedule around. So, if changing your lifestyle isn't practical, what's the solution? A lot of people's minds jump right to rooftop solar, and that's a great instinct. But there is a massive misconception about how most of the solar systems out there actually work. And understanding this is the key to solving this new demand charge. Now, this might actually shock you. About 95% of the solar panels you see on roofs, they are not directly powering the homes they're sitting on. Instead, 100% of the electricity they generate gets sold straight back to NV Energy. The homeowner never actually uses a single watt of it themselves. They just get a credit on their bill. And, get this, that credit is worth about 30% less than what NV Energy turns around and sells that same power. So this really breaks down the two different ways to do solar. With traditional solar, you're basically a mini power plant for the grid. But with a newer approach, let's call it consumption solar, the power you generate is used by your home first, in real time.
This doesn't just give you a paper credit, it directly erases your energy usage. And, most importantly, it erases those daytime peaks.
And this right here is a complete game changer. Because when your system is set up for you to use your own power first, you can directly attack the root cause of this whole demand charge problem. Okay, so let's go back to that family's day. With the consumption solar system, that 8 a.m. morning peak, it's gone. It's zeroed out by the power their roof is making. Same for the 3 p.m. after school peak, just flattened. The solar production directly offsets their consumption, effectively erasing those costly peaks from their bill. The evening peak is still there, sure, but the highest charges during the day have been completely eliminated. The benefits here are just massive. You are not only lowering your daytime demand peaks, you're potentially eliminating them entirely. You're also wiping out your regular usage charges for a huge chunk of the day. All of this can slash the payback period for your solar system by as much as half, making the return on investment incredibly attractive. And here's a key point. You can get all of this without the added cost of a home battery system. Ultimately, this big shift by NV Energy is forcing all of us to think differently about where our power comes from. As the grid gets more strained and our bills get more complex, the most effective solution might not be to change how you live, but to change where you get your energy. The answer could be literally right above your head.